Let's look at another example involving linear functions and proportionality. Hannah claims she mows at a constant rate. There's that word constant. The table below shows the area of the lawn she can mow in different time periods. So if we look here, remember we have our inputs are x's and our outputs are y's. And what we're saying is in 5 minutes, Hannah mowed 36 square feet. In 20 minutes, she mowed 144 square feet. And because we're saying it's constant, we're multiplying by the same number each time. So it says describe in words a function in terms of area, mode, and time. Well, let's see. That can be confusing because of all the words there, but really this is what it's meaning. When we go to figure out a function, linear function, or proportion, whatever, proportionality, I'm sorry, we always go y over x. That gives us our constant. And in this case, remember that y is the area, x is the number of minutes. So we're basically saying how much area did she mow and how many minutes. So if we want to describe in words, we can just write that fraction right there, that ratio. The area mowed in square feet, because that's what y is a function of the number of minutes spent mowing. Now I added, of course, a little bit of extra in there, but basically I want you to realize, and get it here, that what does this mean? It's the number of areas per the number of minutes. So I said the area mode is a function of the number of minutes. I added the words mowing in there. Okay. Now, this one says write the equation. Now write the equation that describes the area mowed in square feet as a linear function of time x in minutes. Again, that gets really wordy and it can seem confusing, but all we're doing is we're finding an equation. So we take our y over x and we line things up. Y is our square feet, our area, so I'm going to match it up with 36. X is our minutes, so I'm going to match that up with 5. Remember, they have to be the same units going across. So when we do this, and again, you could have used any of these ratios, that's when we get into cross products. Okay, so again, bear with me as I try to draw this. So I get 5 times y and that has to equal the other cross product, which is x times 36, or 36 times x. And then to solve this, remember what we do is we always solve for y. So we divide each side by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1y. And that's going to equal 36 divided by 5, which ends up being 7.2 times our x. So what this is saying is the area, that's y, equals 7.2 times the number of minutes. Area mode equals 7.2 times the number of minutes. So now let's answer some more questions on that. This one right here, limitations, what does that mean? Well, look at what we're talking about. We're talking about area, we're talking about minutes. And so all this means is that it doesn't make sense for area and time can't be negative. Because what would that mean? I'm not going back in time to mow any lawn. So we can just say area and time can't be negative, or you could say x and y must be positive. That's all they mean by limitations in real life. And I'll try to spell it correctly. Okay, so what number does the function assign to x equals 24? What area of the lawn can be mowed in 24 minutes? So again, when we get this, what number does the function assign? Well, it just wants to know, hey, if we're talking about 24 minutes, x is our minutes. Oops, sorry. Yeah, x is our minutes right here. And this is the formula we just came up with. Y equals 7.2x. So all we're going to do is we're going to input this 24 in for x. So instead of saying 7.2 times x, we're going to say 7.2 times 24. And when we do that, we get 172.8. Y, remember, is area, so it's 172.8 square feet. Now, with that idea, according to this work, how many minutes would it take to mow an area of 400 square feet? That's going to be our y, because it's square feet. So we're going to use our same formula, but this time we're going to say y is 400. So when you plug this in, you're plugging 400 in for y. And then we can solve that equation. In this case, we're solving for x, it's our unknown. So we're going to divide each side of the equal sign by 7.2. 7.2 divided by 7.2 is 1x. Ooh, that was a really bad line there, sorry. And then we just go 400 divided by 7.2, and what that ends up being is 55.55555 repeating. So if we're going to approximate it, we're going to say it's about 56 minutes. So when we're talking about linear functions of proportionality, we're using the same concepts. Proportions are linear functions. It's just that linear functions can be a little bit more, which we will get into very soon.